Good evening. My name is Amy Sayward, and I will serve as the moderator for this evening's forum. This forum is co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, and the Rutherford County Office of Information Technology. It is my pleasure to welcome both our audience here in the county courthouse and our viewers at home to our program. We will hear remarks from the candidates for County School Board. The county is divided into zones, so where you live determines which zone you will vote for. Tonight we will hear candidates from zones 3 and 7. Before introducing the candidates, I would like to outline the procedure for this evening's forum. Each candidate will be asked to make a 1-minute opening statement. When all candidates have completed their opening statement, the first of several questions will be asked. The candidates will respond to each question with a 1-minute answer. Also, just to alert our audience, please hold your applause until the end of tonight's forum. I'll begin by introducing our school board candidates. They are each seeking election to a position that is very important to the citizens of Rutherford County. I want to thank them all for their gracious acceptance of our invitation to participate in tonight's event. Speaking first will be a candidate for the County School Board Zone 3, Veronica Buchanan.
Good evening. Again, I'm Veronica Buchanan, and I'm running as a common sense fiscal conservative candidate. I am a product of the school system. I went to Buchanan Elementary and Riverdale High School and later went to a junior college in Nashville. I'm currently living in the same zone that I was born and raised in, me and my husband. And I am the parent of 2 children that are products of the school system. I do know that our school system has a good reputation, and that's why we're getting so much growth. I have a strong understanding of the issues facing education. And as a board member, I would really love to take our school system to the next level and being mindful of the budget. Every child should have the best education possible. And I'm not interested in political gamemanship, but listening and obtaining results. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next candidate for County School Board Zone 3 is Mr. Howard Jones.
First of all, I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for having this forum tonight. I am Howard Jones. I am a lifelong resident of Rutherford County and a product of Rutherford County Schools. I am currently a superintendent at Johnson Controls, where I have worked since 1985. My wife works for MTSU in the Department of Educational Leadership. My daughter, son-in-law, niece are all teachers in the Rutherford County system. And my mother and brother are retired from the system as well. Thank you.
Our next candidate for County School Board Zone 3 is Ms. Lisa Moore.
Thank you. I am Lisa Moore, and I've lived in Rutherford County for over 35 years. I met my husband, Scott, when we were students at MTSU, and we've been married for 28 years, and we have 2 amazing sons. We love this community. There are several times where we've both been offered career opportunities that would have taken us away from Murfreesboro. We turned them down because we wanted to raise our family here. I've always taken an active role in our community. I'm a previous member of the Evening Exchange Club, where I served on the advisory board for the Center of the Prevention of Child Abuse. I'm a graduate of the Leadership Rutherford program, and I've also enjoyed the privilege of having served in the children's ministry at our church. I'm a strong conservative, both in my values and ethics, as well as in my approach to fiscal responsibility. You will learn more from me this evening why I'm the best candidate running for this school board seat.
Thank you. Next, we'll shift to Zone 7. Our first candidate for County School Board from Zone 7 is Ms. Jody Lynn Bond.
Hi, I'm Jody Lynn Bond, and I want to thank and appreciate the League of Women Voters for having the forum so that we can actually present my opportunity to present my views. I'm a mother of 5 children who have all been raised here in Rutherford County and gone to the schools and graduated there. I also have 2 grandchildren still in the county system. And I think it's very important that we stay focused, and it has been a wonderful time that the school board has definitely done a good job trying to keep up with our growth, because it has become very, very difficult with what we've got moving in. This seems to be the best school system around, and everyone wants to be here. And I think it's really great that we have a chance to work with the parents and the educators to do the best job we can to educate our children. Thank you.
Thank you. County School Board Zone 7 candidate James Estes.
Thank you all for having me. I'm Jim Estes. I'm a product also of Rutherford County, and I was raised over on the Hopgood side of town. Attended all of Rutherford County schools. Went to MTSU, where I met my wife of 43 years, who turned out to be a school teacher with 40 years service. My 2 kids are products of Rutherford County education system, and I also have a granddaughter in the same system. For about 18 years, I was a self-employed businessman. Then I went to teaching school, and I was a school teacher for 21 years. Also retired out of the Navy Reserve, and I think it's important that we give back to the community what they've given to us, and very proud of that. Thank you.
County School Board Zone 7 candidate Gabriel Fancher.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Fancher, and I'm running for Zone 7 in the school board. And, you know, the reason I'm running is because I'm one of these people that people have been complaining about, saying they have moved to the county, some of the newer people. Over half of the voters at home are new people. And so, and I do think we have a great school system here, but I think it could be improved. I think that we have a lot of issues that sometimes we sweep under the rug, and some parents that were interested in dealing with some of these issues came to me, asked me to run, and so I said yes. I'm involved in politics. You might have seen my name before. I'm around the Republican Party a whole lot. I think that a lot of the problems that we have here are related to the federal issues that we have that are coming down on the schools, and so I'm here to stir some things up. The answer is Fancher.com. Thanks.
Thank you. County School Board Zone 7 candidate Patrick McCarthy.
Hi, I'm Patrick McCarthy. Nothing is more important than our children, and we're fortunate to have good schools here in Rutherford County. But major challenges still lie ahead, and now more than ever, our school board needs experienced educators who really know education. Our teachers need partners, not politics, to help our schools. I also bring a long track record of school leadership, ranging from PTA president to several education committees to actual school board experience in the past. And I am an educator myself for nearly 3 decades at MTSU. Of course, the board also needs someone who can responsibly lead a $300 million enterprise, and I've been a business consultant for a Fortune 500 corporations and added a law degree along the way as well. But my unique combination of education, school leadership, business, and law experience is matched by a personal commitment of a father of 4 with children in our county schools. Vote Patrick McCarthy, and I'll put that experience in education to work for you.
Thank you. County School Board Zone 7 candidate Paul Peavy.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to sit before you this evening. Once again, my name is Paul Peavy, and I am seeking election for Rutherford County School Board Zone 7. I, like many of my constituents, have a child in the Rutherford County school system right now. I am a newcomer to this entire process. I have never before sought political office, and I don't look at this as a political office. I look at this as an office to where we can serve our community and to serve our children. And with that in mind, I think that as a newcomer and as a parent, I can provide a good insight as to what we could possibly do in our Rutherford County School Board. And with that, I would appreciate your vote for Rutherford County School Board.
Thank you. Our first question tonight is, what do you feel is the #1 issue facing Rutherford County schools in the next 5 years, and how would you address that issue? We'll start this round with Mr. Jones.
Growth in Rutherford County is projected to continue at a staggering pace. This creates challenges, and we need to be proactive and plan accordingly. I've seen my own company triple in size. I understand what growth does, and we need somebody that has worked with the system of budgeting to help plan for that. We need to use a common sense approach and community involvement to solve these issues.
Thank you. Ms. Moore?
There are so many issues facing our school system right now, several of them very serious. So it really is difficult to pinpoint a single one. However, if I'm pressed to do that, the number one issue to me is one that's threatening the very system and foundation of our children's education, and that is the issue of Common Core. With the foundation itself being threatened, it makes many other issues pale in comparison, as without that foundation, we don't have anything to build on. I've already begun the work to address these issues through tireless work and advocacy that I've done over these last 2 years, developing 2 organizations, one Parents for Truth in Education and the Textbook Advocates, both of which I've been a speaker at organizations across the state, and I'll bring that same passion and dedication to continue that work as your Zone 3 school board member.
Thank you. Ms. Bond?
I believe it's hard to pick just one issue at this point. We have the Common Core, which is a definite question. I know we've already started teaching that in the school system, and there has been some questions on whether we have a testing program to back that up for what is being taught. So I believe this is something we definitely need to address and look at a little closer, considering we have many states that are opting out of this already. And that, to me, is a definite concern. We also have parents that might have a hard time helping the kids do their homework when it equals out to some of these things that you're having to break things down into very small pieces. The other thing is the growth in our county. After driving a bus for 22 years in this county, I have seen where the growth has really just boomed, and I'm understanding they're looking for property in the north end of the county because of an overcrowding situation there, and yet in the south end of the county we're looking at a subdivision coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Estes?
Thank you. I think that the number one issue that we're going to have in the next 5 years is keeping and retaining good teachers. Our school board has done a very good job in paying the teachers a very decent salary, but we have to do something about the way our teachers are evaluated. As Ms. Bond just said, the Common Core is now in, and teachers are evaluated on that system. That system is not very fair to teachers. We take a student that a good teacher may increase their knowledge by bring them up by as much as a year or 2, but if they still can't pass the test, they don't qualify as, or they go against that teacher is not doing a good job. So I think we need to tweak that system. The working conditions for teachers needs to be to where they're not under stress all day long. And if you go by any school in the county, you see cars sitting there from 7 o'clock in the morning to sometimes 6 o'clock at night. So we have to make sure we keep our teachers, or especially our good teachers, happy and with our system. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fancher?
I hate to sound redundant, but growth is a real problem. You know, our city and county is expected to triple in size in the next 15 years, which is crazy when you think about it, but that's the situation we are finding ourselves in. I think that we spend a lot of our assets on schools not enough on teachers, like he was saying. I think we could use come up with some better ways to do school. I think the ground is shifting in education right now, and other counties across the country are changing and adapting, and we seem to be holding on to the old way. And the old way is, if we have problems, we just build a new school. And sometimes that's not the best way to go about it. You can offer flexible schedules. You can offer online classes. You could offer school choice of multiple different manners, and that would help alleviate some of the budget issues that we have in the county. And just the same old building schools, and doing what the state says isn't always the best thing.
Thank you. Mr. McCarthy?
Growth is an obvious answer, but it's more than that. Growth puts tremendous pressure on planning, and planning can't be reactive. We have to carefully anticipate, such as tracking new housing trends so that we can see ahead about where and how many new students will be coming, and plan accordingly before they arrive. That puts not only financial pressure on our system, but it's the teachers on the front lines who deal with the reality of the challenges that brings. Teachers are also at the mercy of political turmoil and a constant parade of new initiatives. We need to get beyond lip service about supporting our teachers because we're going to lose too many good ones. I know it up close. My wife's a teacher. She comes from a family of teachers. I see it every day. Growth planning needs to include genuine partnership and collaboration with our teachers because they are where ideas hit reality. They are the key to providing our children with the best quality education. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Peavy?
I have to agree with many of my constituents. I believe that growth is a very, very serious issue. We have to look at that as our county grows. We are very fortunate to live in one of the most desirable counties to live in here in Rutherford County. I also agree that the Common Core initiative is a very, very strong issue. But with that said, I feel one of our other very strong issues that we really need to focus on is safety in the classroom. In the light of today's culture, in the light of the world we live in today, I think we need to strengthen our classrooms, we need to support our SROs, and we need to get involved as parents. I cite my child's school, Stewartsboro Elementary, where last year we incorporated what we called the STEP program, the Stewartsboro Elementary Parent Patrol, which we as parents helped be extra eyes and ears in the classroom. And I think this is something that should be instituted in every classroom and every school. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Buchanan?
I think some of the issues that's plaguing our school system, the biggest issue is some of the mandates that's being passed down from the state. They're getting numerous amounts of those, especially the unfunded ones. And what I think that needs to happen in that aspect, we need to closely examine those and work closely with the district leaders. Challenge is going to be great with all of these, but I think with cooperation, the willingness and eagerness to explore all options, I think we can really get a resolution to calm some of these mandates down. Thank you.
Thank you. Our closing question will be, what makes you the candidate to vote for? And we'll start with Ms. Moore for our last question.
As far as what makes me the best candidate, I bring a well-rounded background to the table for this position. I bring a background of my education, being an involved parent, being a corporate executive, and having a proven ability already on addressing current issues and concerns in the current world of education. These things make me uniquely qualified as the best candidate for this school board seat. First of all, I'm a parent that has a child in our school system, and I've been actively involved in my children's schools for over 16 years. I have 25 years as a Vice President of Human Resources, during which time I was responsible for negotiating and implementing multi-million-dollar contracts and budgets. I've spent these last 2 years working tirelessly to educate myself, our community, and people across this state on the textbook and Common Core issues. I started 2 successful grassroots education, and through these roles, I've been invited to speak across the state. This really makes me the only candidate that has a proven track record showing what they're capable of doing for the school board. And it's this same level of work ethic and commitment that I will bring to your board.
Thank you. Ms. Bond?
I believe that makes me the candidate to vote for is, again, that I've raised 5 children in this county. I've lived here 30 years. And they've all graduated from the high schools. And I have 2 grandchildren still in the schools. After graduating from high school myself, I graduated from business school and majored in merchandising. So I have been out here in the business world, and I also have been majorly involved with the schools. With this many children, you're definitely involved with band boosters, PTO, vice president, president, and I've also driven a school bus for 22 years. So I see these children day in and day out, and I see what they go through and all the different areas that the other candidates have talked about, from the safety to the learning, the homework, and I got this on my report card. So that's, the really main thing. You deal with the children and you really see how this works. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Estes?
I've had 21 years of experience in the classroom. During that 21 years, 15 of which I was department head for our department. Served on the Rutherford County Conservation Board since 1997. I've been the chairman of that since 2001. We've had to do a lot of budgets. That's a plus for me, as I'm used to the budget system in the county. I think that as all these people know, it is our interest in children makes most of us qualified in some way to be on the school board. But I think that we can always do a little better. So thank y'all for having us.
Thank you. Mr. Fancher?
Well, I'm a stakeholder here locally, right? I have 3 little girls at home and a wife, and we own property here in Rutherford County. And what makes me highly qualified for this position is, you're going to hear from these other guys. I've got degrees and I've taught and things like that. But I think what I really bring to the table is something I use at work is I listen to people, and I'm really interested in representing parents and teachers and listening to their solutions. I don't think that the solutions always come from the top and then work their way down. Most of the time they really come up from the bottom. And not often do our politicians want to listen to what the normal person has to say. And so that's why I'm running, so I can listen to the constituents, so I can be their voice on the board when so many feel like they don't have a voice. And so I sure would appreciate your vote. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. McCarthy?
I'm Patrick McCarthy, and I've devoted my life to education, volunteering my time and dedicating my career to it for over 25 years. My community service to school leadership includes PTA president 3 times. I've served on numerous education committees ranging from pre-K to gifted education. And I've even served on a city school board when my kids were there, and I've been at several county board meetings and even led their strategic planning session as their facilitator. Professionally, now at MTSU, my entire career has been devoted to education, and I'm married to a wonderful teacher and see the challenges that teachers face every day. I also bring business and legal expertise with over 2 decades of consulting for clients ranging from Nissan and FedEx to schools and child welfare agencies. I'm a father of 4 with kids in the county schools who wants the best possible schools for Rutherford families. I bring no political agenda. I'm simply a caring dad, an educator myself, who has long been involved in the schools, adds the business and legal expertise to be an effective board member. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Peavy?
Once again, I must echo the sentiments of many of my constituents. I am also a parent of a child here in the Rutherford County School System. I am a U.S. veteran. I am a minister. And I'm a responsible member of my community. And as a newcomer to this entire process, I do bring a clean slate. I come in with no preconceived agendas and no grandiose ideas. My desire only is to listen to my constituents and be a voice for them and be able to speak in behalf of them and bring fresh ideas to this body. And I would appreciate your vote in August. Paul Peavy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Buchanan?
I am a person that loves a challenge. I am a business owner in this county for over 18 years. I've brought jobs here. I've increased revenues slightly. I'm confident. I listen, and then I make a sound judgment decision from that. I'm positive. I'm an ethical leader. I just believe in my county and what it can do. I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jones.
My leadership in the private sector makes me a strong candidate. I have overseen budgets through economic booms and recessions and understand the connection between Rutherford County and the global economy. Through my work experience, I believe good schools attract business and good jobs, and the way to achieve this is through empowering our administrators, teachers, in a way that provides the greatest benefits to our students. If elected school board member, I will work to make sure all policies and budgets have a common sense approach. I want to help all the children reach their full potential, whether they choose college or other career paths. It is very important to me that the children of Rutherford County be given the same or better opportunities that I have been blessed with. So I ask for your vote on August the 7th.
Thank you. Once again, on behalf of the League of Women Voters of Murfreesboro and Rutherford County, as well as Rutherford County, I want to thank all of the candidates for their participation today. I also want to recognize Brian Robertson, Director of the Rutherford County Office of Information Technology, and Lee Harris, our Communications Manager, for their cooperation in presenting this program on Governmental Channel 19 and making it available on the county website. I want to encourage all Rutherford County citizens to vote. Early voting begins on July 18th and goes through August 2nd. Election Day is August 7th. Please exercise this important right to determine who will represent you in county matters. And in closing, I'd like to thank all of our candidates with a round of applause.